Hello, everybody. Okay, I was trying to make a joke about the in tune to the music. But anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to another stream. And in this stream, I am going to be playing Sonic 1. As one of the segments here for BlueHedgehogMan17. Thanks for reminding me as well. But before that, though, I'm going to be doing the usual stuff and be sure that the chat works here. Somebody is watching the stream. I'll type in test here. Be sure that the chat works here, and we'll go on from there, folks. Alright, so somebody is watching the stream. So type in test right about now and see if it works here. Okay. Alright, so yeah, basically, yeah, this is basically as part of BlueHedgehogMan17's birthday. So yeah, happy birthday, unless I got the date wrong. And if I got the date wrong, I do apologize, I'm pretty sure I got it right. But with that being said, basically how this is gonna work out is I will do the best I can to get all of the Chaos Emearlds in Sonic 1, but I'm not gonna make any promises in terms of that. And also, I don't know why I didn't create a separate tab. Basically, to those who want to check out BlueHedgehogMan17's YouTube channel, please check out the link right here. And yeah, so that is what I'm going to be doing as one of the segments for BlueHedgehogMan17. Now, I hope things turn out well. And yeah, so BlueHedgehogMan17 gave me quite a bit of segments for me to do, although in terms of the Mario Party stuff, basically just a regular video, basically to the point where I can't do regular video, basically onto the segments that is part of regular videos like Mario Party and Mario Kart. Stuff like that, just so you know, BlueHedgehogMan17, before I actually get on with Sonic 1. First off, the quality is not going to be all that great for Mario Party and Mario Kart, but I'll do the best I can to lower the brightness down and stuff like that, so that way, hopefully then you'll be able to see, what goes on, and on the mini games and the races and stuff like that. And if I did say two things, or I forgot what the second reason is already. But I think that's what I was gonna say too. And also, just like I said, just keep in mind that the quality of the video, the quality of those kinds of videos are not going to be as good as compared to the streams here on PS4. Since as BlueHedgehogMan17 knows, along with me, along with many other of my YouTube friends and Discord friends and all that good stuff. Basically, to those who doesn't know me, I do not own a capture card. So because of that, some stuff like Mario Party and Mario Kart and stuff like that, those are gonna be based on where I record on my phone. So like I said, the quality on them are not gonna be as good. But yeah, I'm just warning you guys, as well as BlueHedgehogMan17 knows about that, in case if you notice like a big glare on the screen to the point where you can't see anything. So, anyways, with that being said, I did this intro for long enough as it is. So without further ado, let's play Sonic 1 as part 1 of BlueHedgehogMan17's birthday celebration, and we'll go on from there, folks. And also, And also, if you're still watching this, Muna, then hi as well. I would have said hi earlier, but I was just too busy explaining certain stuff. So, like I said, I will do the best I can to get all the Chaos Emeralds. However, that doesn't mean I'm gonna. However, that does not mean I will be able to get all of the Chaos Emeralds, though. You know, yeah, that doesn't mean I'll be able to get all of the Chaos Emeralds, though. But I'll at the very least try. And besides, it's not like the ending is all that special, anyways. If you get all the Chaos Emeralds, all that really happens is that Flowers basically shows up in the ending. That's pretty much it. With the help of the Chaos Emeralds. So. But hey, as long as you get at least one Chaos Emerald in the playthrough, then that's all I care about. Yeah, so yeah. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, as long as I get one Chaos Emerald, and that's all that really matters. And who knows, maybe BlueHedgehogMan17 actually did say he wanted me to do it on anniversary mode, but if he did, but BlueHedgehogMan17 did say, but if BlueHedgehogMan17 did specifically say anniversary mode, then I'll gladly redo the stream, but keep this stream up and just call it, and just call that one 2025 birthday special for BlueHedgehogMan17 part 1.5 if that happens. So it's no big deal. It's just the only reason why I'm playing on classic mode is because that's just how I prefer it when it comes to these Sonic games. I prefer having lives in my Sonic games, you know, unless it's like Sonic Superstars, because in that game, I mean, granted, I still would rather prefer Sonic Superstars to have extra lives, but in a way, I'm actually kind of glad. Sonic Superstars doesn't have any lives, and the reason being is because Sonic Superstars Sonic Superstars has bullshit final bosses anyway, and also I can tell you're a troll, so get out of there. I can tell you're a troll, so get out of there. Either that, or you're a kid, or both. Either way, get a life either way. Because otherwise, it's gonna be a repeat of my 2025 birthday celebration, when I was doing Sonic Generations and I was having a whole bunch of freaking trolls in that stream. Because I remember like it was yesterday, because that was the same exact day when my mom's boyfriend ended up calling me on that day. Oh, better be careful, because we have the gold. We have the golds here, and basically with said golds, if we touch them, we don't get the Chaos Emerald, or at the very least not on that attempt. So we gotta be careful. Because trust me. Oh, that was close big time. But yeah. Because yeah, trust me. When I don't get a Chaos Emerald, when I try to get the Chaos Emeralds in these Sonic games, specifically like the old ones, the old school ones anyway. Where I tried to get the Chaos Emerald and I failed to get said Chaos Emerald. Yeah, I get this like really bad feeling in my heart or my gut or whatever. Not to the point where I'm dying. Far from it, in fact. But I just feel like this thing in my gut or my heart. I'm like, oh gosh dang it. So with that being said, we're off to a good start because we have 2 Chaos Emeralds right now, and we did not fail. We did not fail on that, and we also got about 2 continues, unless I wasn't paying attention. Not that it really matters, at least to me on the continues anyway, because Sonic 1 is a pretty easy game anyways. So it's not like I really need the continues, unless I guess technically maybe I would need them if there's like a certain point where I'm somehow magically struggling, like that one stream I did on Sonic 1 where I was having issues trying to do that boss fight against the Robotnik/Eggman, whatever it is you guys want to call him here, and I was struggling on the Labyrinth Zone boss. But then again, to be fair, the Labyrinth Zone boss, then again, oh, that was pretty cool. Bet I can't do that again. But yeah, seriously though, then again, to be fair, that particular boss fight is, it is probably the hardest game in there. True. True, but I really don't, but I really don't care. The only reason why I'm doing classic mode is because there are lives here. And honestly, in a way, I wish the anniversary mode contained, I honestly wish that the anniversary mode contained this toggle thing, where you can toggle lives on and off if you so wish. Because if the anniversary mode had that kind of deal, I definitely for sure would be playing on anniversary mode, for sure. Because, it's all on full screen, you know? But unfortunately, the people over at Sega, they were being stupid, and heck, when they decided to re-release Sonic Origins, but in Sonic Origins Plus, even though that doesn't really matter because it's not on the disc or on the cartridge, you gotta do it on a separate download. When you purchase Sonic Origins Plus or just get the DLC separately, I still think it's beyond stupid. But basically, how it is yeah, they designed it that way. And yeah, like heck, yeah, when it comes to Sonic Origins Plus, they didn't even bother fixing that issue. And honestly, I really wish they would have done something like that, a toggle thing, you know, like that. So that way, in case the players they want lives on anniversary mode, then players can choose that, you know. But no, also Nintendo 64 rings. But no, seriously though, I really wish they designed it that way. I really wish they did, because it just would make. It just makes anniversary mode all that good to play, you know. Well, to be fair, I mean, congratulations. But to be fair, Sonic Origins has a pretty easy platinum trophy to get. It's really easy to get. Like, I'll go as far as to say Sonic Colors Ultimate had a harder platinum trophy, but the only reason on that is because they wanted players to get the S ranks too. But I did manage to get the platinum trophy in Sonic Colors Ultimate as well. I did manage to do it. I did manage to do it. But you know, if it wasn't for the S rank stuff for Sonic Colors Ultimate, if it wasn't for the S rank stuff for Sonic Colors Ultimate, I'm pretty sure the platinum trophy would have been way easier to get. And also, talk about a close call, because I literally almost touched the fire. Then again, I have a shield, but not the point. But yeah, if I don't get all the Chaos Emeralds in this playthrough, that's okay. All I'm going for is to attempt to get all the Chaos Emeralds and to beat the game, but it doesn't mean I will be able to get all the Chaos Emeralds. Because some of these Chaos Emeralds are pretty hard to get. Especially the like that. Like that, for example, wasn't my fault there. Because I was literally mashing X the moment Sonic was touching the thing, and you know, and Sonic was not jumping whatsoever, no matter how many times I was mashing X. But like I said, I don't care. I really don't care if I get all the Chaos Emeralds or not. I really don't care. I'm just saying, in a technical sense, that was not my fault there. Because again, I was literally mashing X there right when Sonic was touching the ground, not on the gold ground, but the other ground, you know, of the springs, or not the springs, but like, you know what I mean. And even though I was clearly mashing X, Sonic was not jumping there. And I know for a fact that the controller I'm having has no issues with the X button. As far as I know, anyways, it doesn't. As far as I know, anyway, it doesn't have that issue. Because all the other times I play, all the other games I have, I press X, and you know, it actually registers just fine, or if not that, for the most part. So I know it's not my controller, or really the controller I'm using anyway. Because I do have a black one. I probably did too. I probably did as well. I'll have to check my trophy list later. But who knows? Maybe I didn't get the platinum trophy on launch week. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if I did, but who knows? Maybe I didn't. But the reason being is because I don't remember if the platinum trophies. I don't know if any of the trophies said anything about the mission mode. Regardless of such, though, I do remember getting I do remember getting like all the S ranks on the missions, and some of them were pretty difficult. Like I believe, like for example, one of them I remember having issues with, or that I was struggling on, was one of the Tails missions. I don't know if it was based on Sonic 1 or Sonic 2 or whatever, but the one I remember is that basically there was this thing where basically you had to like fly as Tails, and basically what they wanted the players to do was basically like, I think what they wanted the players to do was to like fly on the balloons, but you had to fly onto them or bounce onto them or whatever within a certain time frame, a certain time limit. I don't really remember, but I do remember. I believe that was one of the ones I remember struggling on. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But I could have sworn that's what my memory remembers. Back in 2022, way back when, of that. So. Although if I was playing on anniversary mode, getting the Chaos Emeralds would be a piece of cake, because if I'm not mistaken, I got the maximum amount of coins. In which case, basically I just used up one of the coins or the medals or whatever. And basically I could use them to retry the special stages. So if I was playing the game on anniversary mode, then yeah, getting the Chaos Emeralds would be a piece of cake, because I don't see how I would. It happened again. I was mashing X, especially on the right hand side. I was mashing X and nothing happened. Again, I don't care, but I'm just saying in a technical sense, you know. But that's what I'm saying. You know, on anniversary mode, the Chaos Emerald tier would be a piece of cake, because each retry basically uses up one coin. From what I remember, it uses up one coin per attempt, and the retries does not increase in price either, in terms of when you retry wise. So, that's not what I'm saying. If I was playing the game on anniversary mode, like I said, getting the Chaos Emerald tier would be a piece of cake. Then, like I said, you basically can retry. You basically can retry as many times as you want, provided you have enough coins. However, if you're someone like me, I believe I actually did it before it got patched. Could be mistaken. I could have sworn I did it before it got patched. But basically, there was this glitch. Okay, it wasn't really a glitch. Basically, you go on debug mode in anniversary mode, and basically you just summon the coin monitors, endlessly until you get 999 coins. Yeah, 999 coins. You could do that until it gets to that point, because that's how high it goes. You know, of the coin count right here. And basically, with that, it made things pretty easy. It made things easier and all that good stuff. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I do have Sonic 1 and 2. Actually, I pretty much have like all the old school Sonic mobile games on my phone. And no, I don't count Sonic 4 Episode 1 and Episode 2 of classic stuff. Despite the games being a 2D or 2.5D platform scrollers or whatever. So, but yeah, I do have Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic CD on mobile. You know, on my phone. I did get the full versions on those, but in the case of my iPad, I think it's before I factory reset it. But so for all I know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think I could just restore purchases. But on the current iPad I use, if I'm gonna remember, the only Sonic game where I basically removed the ads on was Sonic 1, and then I just never bothered to do that with Sonic 2 either. Oh yeah, I guess while I'm at it, maybe let's do this. Not that it really matters, because Sonic 1 is an easy enough game as it is. Unless you're going for all the Chaos Emeralds, but... And it's not like you turn into Super Sonic and Sonic 1 unless you put in the debug mode. And the reason, the reason I'm saying this, unless they patched it out. But basically, you basically go into the settings or whatever on the sound test and stuff in Sonic 1, and you can change the Chaos Emeralds to 6 to 7, which in turn will allow you to turn to Super Sonic. In which case, provided you don't screw up a single time, you'll be able to turn into Super Sonic in Spring Yard Zone Act 2 and onwards, but that's provided you don't screw up a single time. And you know, but even then, but since I'm playing the game on classic mode, I mean, okay, well maybe there is, but maybe you could also done that before they patched it out too on classic mode. But either way, regardless of such, my point is that even if I wanted to put that cheat code in there, I wouldn't be able to, because last time I remember they patched it out. I mean, I can understand why they did that though, because otherwise there wouldn't be much of a challenge of you know trying to unlock stuff at the gallery. So I can understand why they designed it that way. I can understand why they did it. But like I said, otherwise there wouldn't be much of a challenge in terms of that. And also there wouldn't be much of a challenge of trying to get the Chaos Emerald in anniversary mode. But like I said, provided you have a lot of coins with you, like I said, the Chaos Emeralds are cake. I know I'm repeating myself, I know, but please bear with me. Please bear with me, guys. Please bear with me. Because keep in mind that I am autistic. Granted, it's mild, but still. So my social skills are not all that great, and me explaining certain stuff is not all that great too. So I just want to make sure that is all the way. Because like I said, my social skills aren't all that great, like I said. And it's been, I believe it's been that way since, like, gosh knows how long now. I must have been diagnosed with autism, since probably in the early 2000s. I wouldn't even doubt it. Since I was basically, well, I'm not gonna say what year I was born, but anyway. Alright, Sonic, get over there, thank you. So hopefully getting the Chaos Emerald over here, is easier. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, but it doesn't hurt at least, you know, attempt to go for all the Chaos Emeralds. No. It doesn't hurt at the very least try. It doesn't hurt at least try. Like I said, you know, getting the Chaos Emeralds, it can be pretty hard. Especially in a Sonic 2. and also Sonic 3 and Knuckles as well, but at least in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, well, actually then again, to be fair, you have plenty of chances in Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There we go, got that one too. So provided I don't screw up on Spring Yard Zone Act 2, I should be able to get all the Chaos Emeralds in Labyrinth Zone Act 2. And dare I say, Labyrinth Zone, it's terrible. I don't know why I'm saying dare I say, considering, you know, considering Labyrinth Zone, it is a hated zone by the Sonic community, myself included. Like seriously, I don't blame us Sonic fans for not liking that zone. Like it's even slower than Marvel Zone. I can understand why. I mean, I understand why it's slower. Cause you know you're underwater, but believe me, the Labyrinth Zone, in my opinion, is a terrible zone, and it is my least favorite of all the zones in that game. And in terms of my least favorite zone in Sonic 2, my least favorite zone in Sonic 2, well, except for Hilltop Zone, I don't like Hilltop Zone because of the music, because I find the music to be kind of annoying. You know, but yeah. But my least favorite zone in Sonic 2 is Metropolis Zone. And the reason being is because of the bullshit enemy placement. And I'm not kidding, guys. The enemy placements in Metropolis Zone is terrible. And on top of that too, Metropolis Zone on top of that too, may I add, Metropolis Zone has 3 acts instead of 2. I mean, I understand what they were going for because it's basically one of the last. It's basically one of the last zones in the game, and it's also very late into the game too. So I can understand why they designed it so difficult, because it is one of the last zones in the game. So obviously they wanted to make things a challenge for the players, because like I said, it's close to the end of the game. So I can understand why they designed it that way. I can understand why they are staying. But it still doesn't excuse that it's a bad level. Or at least in my opinion, it's bad. And like I said, you know, the Sonic community agrees that it is the worst zone. Or well, based on what I heard anyway, a lot of people agrees that Labyrinth Zone is terrible. Well, that too, in Metropolis Zone. Yeah, in Sonic 2. Yeah, so yeah, not only does a lot of Sonic fans agree that Lever Zone is terrible for Sonic 1, but a lot of Sonic fans from what I heard, Metropolis Zone from many Sonic fans saying that Metropolis Zone is the worst zone in you know. Oh, come on! Now that is bullshit. No, that was complete bullshit. There was literally nothing I could do, and even after I jumped, in matter of fact, I'm gonna look at the footage, and see, I was smashing X there. Okay, and also, yes, I know it doesn't matter, but still, it still doesn't change the fact that it was still bullshit. And also, I'm gonna say this right here and right now before I forget. Because since BlueHedgehogMan17 is more than likely going to be watching this sometime after this is live. Yeah, he's probably going to watch it. He's probably going to watch this sometime after it's live. Basically, once it's an actual video. So BlueHedgehogMan17, if you are watching this, I do genuinely apologize. Okay, I'm not gonna complain about that one. But yeah, BlueHedgehogMan17, if you are watching this at the time, then please excuse my F-bomb. I don't mean to cuss constantly. I really don't. It's just you know it's just a slippy now, and I don't mean to say it. So BlueHedgehogMan17, if you do end up watching this, I am genuinely sorry for the F-bomb, and I will try to stop, and I will do the best I can to stop the F-bomb, of the rest of the stream, hopefully for the rest of these segments too. Cause I don't want to come off, I don't want to come off as someone who says the F word constantly. And the other reason I'm saying this too, guys, is because that one time, like, I don't remember how many, I don't know how many times I said the F word in a row, or if I said it only once or whatever. But this one time, I don't remember what game we were playing or what we were talking about. But I do know either way, something was going on. I don't remember what. And I guess I was saying the F word constantly because then at a certain point later in that same exact conversation, BlueHedgehogMan17 said something like, well, I'm not gonna say my real name. I'm just gonna say my username here. I'm just gonna say it like that. Alright, so basically he said something like, Video Game Fan 96, stop with the F-bomb, gosh, or God, or whatever. So that's why I apologize right there, because I don't want BlueHedgehogMan17 getting mad about the F-bomb stuff. So I'll do the best I can to stop the F-bomb stuff for the rest of the stream, as well on top of that for the rest of these segments. So, like I said, I apologize, BlueHedgehogMan17. I am very sorry for the F-bomb. I'm very sorry. So I'll do the best I can to stop. Because like I said, it doesn't really matter whether I fail the Chaos Emearlds or not with the special stages. It like I said, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Because, you know, because like I said, the only thing that changes on the ending is that flowers show up on the ending cutscene. That's it. It's not like how it is in Sonic 2, where in Sonic 2, not only does the ending change slightly, you know, because you know not only because because basically it coincides with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or just Sonic 3 if you want to get technical about it. Basically, the ending on that is simple. Basically, if you get all the Chaos Emeralds on that, Basically, not only is the ending different, but also as well, you get access to Supersonic. This is not the case in Sonic 1. Well, unless you go onto the sound test or whatever and change it to where it's 6 to 7 Chaos Emeralds, which got added on, which got added into the mobile release or re-release in that case. So that's what I'm saying. It technically doesn't matter. Yeah, it technically doesn't. It technically does not matter. So. Anyways, yeah. As for my opinions about Sonic 1, since I do want to trying to make the conversation here as decent as possible, considering the F-bomb stuff I've been doing, and also I press X, nothing happened. But yeah. Basically, as for my opinion about Sonic 1 as a whole, it's a good game, but compared to Sonic 2, and especially Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles are just better games. They're just better games overall, and they're just more fun to play, and all that good stuff. However, despite me saying this stuff, I will flat out say right now that while Sonic 1, despite me saying that stuff, Sonic CD is my quote-unquote least favorite game in the Sonic collection of Sonic Origins. Exclude the Game Gear Sonic games that got added into Sonic Origins Plus. So excluding that, then yeah, like I said, Sonic CD is my quote-unquote least favorite game in there, in the collection. That is not to say Sonic CD is a bad game. In fact, that was slow. Well, but seriously, but the reason being as to why is because it's just the level design. It's just the level design. It's different. It's just completely different than what you're used to in a Sonic game, despite it being an old school Sonic game. And and all that. And thankfully you can get the true ending of Sonic CD in 2 different ways. And one of the ways, which is how I prefer it, is getting all the time stones. That is how I prefer it, where I get all the time stones. However, there is an alternative way to do it, but it is way too time consuming, and it just makes the playthrough even longer than what it normally lasts for me. And that is basically this thing, and this is basically this thing, where you have to make sure you go to the past, not future, but the past. And basically what you do is you have to go to the past, and you gotta find these Metal Sonic generators, or whatever that the game calls them, and you gotta find them in pretty much all the acts. I don't know about Act 3. I'm gonna assume you don't need to worry about them in Act 3 because the good future stuff. So yeah, basically you have to go to the past, like I said, and you gotta find every single. Oh wow, now that was kind of a dick move to the players, and the reason why I went that way is just in case but yeah, anyway. So now, because of my stupidity of what I did, thanks to that, now I only have 3 more chances of getting the Chaos Emeralds. Because I could have sworn I thought I grabbed 3 of them. So that means I only have 3 more chances to get them all. So which means that if I don't get all the Chaos Emeralds in this act, I am not going to be able to get the true ending. And at that point, I may as well not even bother trying to get the true ending. But the reason why I was saying that's kind of a dick move to the players there is because see, I was trying to go left there because I thought, you know, hey, there would have been like a ring monitor there. And come to find out, it wasn't there, or maybe even extra life. And also Sonic.exe. But yes, I'm kidding about the Sonic.exe stuff. I actually personally do think Sonic.exe is really stupid. With that being said, hello, Maximo. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Before I forget. But I will not lie. And so BlueHedgehogMan17 ends up watching this because I don't think he knows about this yet. Basically, I won't lie. Way back when I first heard about Sonic.exe, basically there was this person on Chat Tango who had Sonic.exe as a profile picture, I believe. Basically, where Sonic had no pupils, or Sonic had, like, Sonic's eyes were black, but specifically on the, you know where the white usually is on his eyes? It's black, and Sonic's eyes were glowing red instead of black, or modern Sonic's case, green. And basically there was this person on Chat Tango. That's kind of a stupid question. That's kind of a stupid question. I'm not mad, but far from it, in fact, but that's kind of a stupid question. Because I don't see how I can play Sonic 1 Forever in Sonic Origins when Sonic 1 Forever isn't even on here. And besides, isn't Sonic Forever like a fan recreation of Sonic 1, but it's basically ported, but either way, that is still a stupid question either way, especially considering that I'm streaming it straight from the PS4, so that is kind of a stupid question. Like, I'm not mad, far from it, in fact, but that question is really stupid. I won't lie, that question is very stupid. Also, I held down, nothing happened. But yeah, basically, what I was trying to say is, yeah, there's this person on Chat Tango where, like I said, he has Sonic.exe as his profile picture. And I didn't know what Sonic.exe was. I had no idea what the heck it was. But basically, what the person did was he sent me the link to the original creepypasta. And I won't lie. When I read the original creepypasta, like way back when the days, I will not lie. I actually was pretty scared when I was reading it. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. It had to be done. I mean, I'm sorry, but like I said, that's a stupid question. It really is stupid because, you know, because how would I be playing Sonic 1 Forever when one isn't that like a fan recreation where you play it on your PC or whatever, and like I said, and secondly. And secondly, considering streaming straight from the PS4 here, I don't see how I'd be playing Sonic 1 Forever on there. Hence why I think it's stupid. But yeah, basically, anyway, so I read the original creepypasta on Sonic.exe, like I said. All right, well that's good to know. All right, so anyways, what happened was, like I said, I read the original creepypasta, like I said. And it's also okay as well. Like I said, I'm not mad. I just want to make sure that part was clear. But anyway, so... Okay, I guess it makes sense. But yeah, anyway... Yeah, that does make sense. Anyway, yeah, so, like I said, I was reading the original... I read the original creepypasta, and like I said, I was pretty scared of that creepypasta, despite the creepypasta being poorly written and cliched and everything. But I was still pretty scared, and then I was curious, and then I found like the game version of it, you know, the original game based on said creepypasta, and that that one scared me as well. Especially when it came to the Sonic.exe I am God image. And I am not referring to the remake or whatever. The remake, I'm referring to the original Sonic.exe game. Game or fan game, whatever you guys want to call it here. But yeah, anyway, so I was scared of the Sonic.exe I am God image as well. And yeah. I won't lie, that was pretty dumb. Because looking back, I thought that was really stupid of me back in the days. Like, I mean, seriously, nowadays I find Sonic.exe to be pretty stupid. But despite that though, the only thing that creeps me about Sonic.exe is still the I am God image, but it's only because of the way it looks. That's the only thing that creeps me out about it. But it's not like it's not enough to the point where I'll get nightmares over it or anything like that. But it's still something that I find creepy about Sonic.exe. That's the only thing I find creepy about Sonic.exe nowadays. And actually a bit of a quote-unquote fun fact as well. So here's a bit of a fun fact. Of a fun fact. Damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it. I mean, oh, that's what I was gonna talk about. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Fun fact in quotes. Because I put fun in quotes, you know. Anyways, all right. So here's. Okay. So unfortunately, I can't find the original creepypasta anymore. But basically, well, the reason being is because I deleted it, but it's weird because I found it on Lolpasta, but I can't access that anymore either, even if I wanted to. But basically, on DeviantArt, I basically created this dumb creepypasta, and basically it was no, not Sonic.exe. It was like Sonic Generations, Amy Rose creepypasta one shot. And on DeviantArt, and yeah, it was a one-shot version. And back then, I thought one-shot meant you had one shot to type up a story, and that basically if you mess up at any point, then you know, then I can't do it again. You know, then I can't backspace. I kind of find out I was wrong on what one shot meant. And so, anyways, what I did was, I made that creepypasta, and I honestly thought, well, at first I thought I did a pretty good job. Also good. At least I didn't screw up a lot during that time. But anyways, I created that creepypasta because I genuinely thought it was pretty good, despite the fact that it was basically ripping off Sonic.exe. and then once I found out, once I found out that my creepypasta was being made fun of and read by Dylan Thompson, making fun of, and basically reading through my Sonic.exe, Sonic Generations Amy Rose creepypasta. Once I found out that the person, once I found out. Thanks, I already know that. Thanks. I mean, that's like a very well-known cheat code. Like, a lot of Sonic fans should know that by now, myself included. So, not that I'm trying to be a dick, but like I said, a lot, like I'm trying to say, a lot of people already know that cheat by now. And it doesn't, and it's not like it's gonna really affect me either way because I have plenty of lives as it is. But yeah, back then, yeah. So, but back then, yeah, I created, once I found out that my creepypasta was being made fun of, and read by this person named Dylan Thomas. Yeah, well, yeah. Once I found out. Well, I won't lie. I was actually butthurt over it. Yeah, like I was so butthurt, in fact, that I literally deleted. I was so butthurt by it. I literally deleted it. I literally deleted the creepypasta on my DeviantArt page, and also when I found out as well, it was on the LOL pasta too. Unfortunately, I can't find it on there either on LOL pasta, no matter how hard I try. So if I fail this special stage, then at that point I'm not even gonna bother slowing down on my gameplay and trying to get all the chaos done. So if I fail, I'm not even gonna bother going slow. Because, like I said, I only have 2 more attempts now. Technically, it's not like I said, but... Oh, okay, good thing it took me this way, otherwise I would've went the wrong way. So, kinda glad it took me there, but... Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. Like I said, I feel ashamed back then. All those years ago, I was genuinely scared of Sonic.exe. Nowadays, the only thing I find a little bit creepy about Sonic.exe is the I am God image. That's it. But even then, it's still not enough to the point where it'll give me nightmares or anything like that. I'm just saying, cause oh wow, okay, but back then I was genuinely scared of Sonic.exe. I genuinely was, and I am not kidding. I genuinely was. Like I said, that's the only thing that creeps me out nowadays on Sonic.exe is the I am God image. Like I said, that's the only thing that creeps me out about it. Yeah. Like I said, I feel ashamed on it, but at the same time, it's like, it's over and done with. It's been all those years ago. And trust me, I mean, you're not gonna be able to read the creepypasta anymore, anyways, because it's like I said, it's no longer on the LOL pasta page, nor is it on my DeviantArt page. But basically, yeah. If you thought that the original Sonic.exe was awkward and not scary, because again, Sonic.exe is neither of those things except for the I am God image. But even it's only creepy and scary, if anything. Yeah, I can only, you'd probably think that the Amy Rose Sonic Generations creepypasta that I made all those years back, which I later deleted, anyways, you're not gonna find it anyways. But yeah, you'd probably find that even more awkward and even more not scary. Because again, it wasn't all that scary to begin with, or that's what I'm trying to say, it wasn't all that scary to begin with. And secondly, the grammar, I mean, my grammar is still not all that great, even today, but back then, I genuinely thought that's what it meant. I genuinely thought that the one shot meant you had one shot to type out the story. So meaning that if I made any mistakes on the keyboard or iPad or whatever I was using, then I could not backspace. I could not go back. So yeah, yeah, that's why the grammar on that, and as well as the spelling, is worse than usual. It's worse than usual. I mean, like my grammar is still not great even today. But you know, but I'll probably go so far as to say that my grammar is a little bit better than how it was back then. But anyway, but with that being said, however, I did manage to get all of the Chaos Emeralds. So it's a good thing too, because last time I remember, even if you get 50 rings in Scrap Brain Zone on Acts 1 and 2, the special stage ring does not show up. So it's a good thing I got all the Chaos Emeralds when I did. And also Super Mario 63, but basically it's a fan game. It's basically a fan game where it's basically where it plays similar to Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 64. How about Mario? I guess kind of Galaxy, but even then, basically, it's a 2D game. Yeah. I actually, last time I remember anyway, I find it to be a pretty good fan game. Unfortunately though, my computer is a piece of shit. It's a piece of garbage. And so because my computer is a piece of garbage, like even when I turn the quality to low, the game still lags. The game still lags. The game it lags like there's no tomorrow. Otherwise, it makes me like Sonic Generations all over again. Oh, we better get going before we better get going, because there won't be a tomorrow, or whatever how the line said in some cases. Yeah, tomorrow. But yeah, anyway, but yeah. But with that being said, in regards to Sonic .exe, though, there are some Sonic .exe games out there that are actually pretty good, according to what I've been hearing from many people. One Sonic fan game that I heard was really good. I forgot what it was called, but I think it was like Sonic.exe Spirits of Hell, I think it is. I only played through the first level on that. But based on what I heard from many people is that Sonic.exe Spirits of Hell is a pretty good game. Unfortunately though, the creator of said fan game is no longer doing Sonic.exe games anymore. Which I don't really blame the user, but yeah. There are other Sonic.exe games that I heard was pretty good too. There's just the prototype of Sonic 1 Scrap Brain was not actually, yeah, I wouldn't even doubt it, but whatever. Basically, there's this other Sonic.exe game, which I did manage to play through that, and I do like the concept. I do like the concept. Unfortunately, though, it goes into Labyrinth Zone Act 3, and then once you finish Scrap Brain Zone Act 3, then the Sonic.exe I Am God image pops up. But there's this one Sonic. My bad. But yeah, there's this game. Sonic.exe game called An Average Sonic ROM Hack, I think it's called, and I like the concept of it. The concept I think is really cool. Basically, it's this game where it starts off like your average Sonic 1, and but then a certain time frame later, Sonic.exe will show up, and it is your job to make the zone go back to normal before Sonic.exe gets you. Yeah, like I like the concept on that one. But unfortunately though, like I said, it went as far as Labyrinth Zone Act 3, and then after that, like I said, the Sonic.exe I Am God image popped up. Also I literally pressed X there, and it did not register whatsoever. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to, like, blame everything on the game, because I'm not. I'm just explaining what is going on my side of things, you know. You know, because, you know, I don't mean to blame the game on every single mess up that I do. I don't mean to do that. And speaking of prototypes, there is a prototype of Sonic 3, I think it's just Sonic 3, which I believe was found in 2018 or 2019 or whatever, or something like that. So a prototype on that was found of Sonic 3. And I won't go as far as say that I do prefer Sonic 3 Knuckles over Sonic 2, but Sonic 2 it is still one of my favorite classic Sonic games for sure. It is definitely one of my favorites. I love both Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. I love those games. They're fun. And especially in the case of Sonic 2, because in Sonic 2, whenever I play Sonic 2, I a lot of the time, like 9 times out of 10 or whatever, I don't even bother getting all of the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2 the majority of the time on that. Because Sonic 2, I just find it an easy enough game to not worry about the Chaos Emeralds. That, and plus the Chaos Emeralds are pretty hard to get in the original release of Sonic 2. Thankfully, on the mobile version, as well as Sonic, as well as Sonic Origins here. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if someone out there managed to get a Sonic CD working on the Sega Genesis without the Sega CD add-on. I wouldn't be surprised if someone out there managed to get it working. I think the only difference is, I think one of the differences is aside from the different music, you know, because the music it uses the CD, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised actually kind of would be surprised a little bit if someone managed to get, you know, Sonic CD working on the Sega Genesis instead of the Sega CD. And so aside from the different music, I think one of the other differences of Sonic CD is that the cutscenes I would assume would be removed, since they wouldn't. I don't think they would be able to fit on the cutscenes on the disc, because on the original Sega CD version, I don't own it, but I've seen gameplay on it. But based on what I've seen on it on the Sega CD, the original version of the game of that, is that the cutscenes they run at a very low frame rate. So I personally don't think the game. So I personally think if someone were to get Sonic CD working on the Sega Genesis instead of the Sega CD, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if basically they just remove the cutscenes. You know, where they just remove, you know, the cutscenes on there, you know, just to make it fit. You better be careful. Oh, good. I was getting ready to say, don't fall into the water, specifically on the left-hand side of where I was going. And also, come on, air bubble, come on. Thanks. Like, I can't tell if the air bubbles are random in terms of whether you get the big one or not. But regardless of if it's random or not, I was getting ready to say, you know. So anyway. Alright, so with that being said, we are now on to the final boss, you know. And basically, Sonic, basically the final boss fight is normally not that hard. It's normally not that hard. Yeah, it's normally, the final boss fight here of Sonic 1, it's usually not that hard. Even without the spin dash, you know, the final boss fight on this, it's still not all that hard. You just gotta be careful. Especially, you just gotta be careful on when, on where the pillars or whatever it is you want to call these things, goes. You don't want to get crushed. Like, kind of like what I almost just did just now. Kind of like what happened there, because I almost got crushed there. And unfortunately, though, it is RNG in terms of where Robotnik/Eggman is gonna go. You don't know where he's gonna go. However, if you're on debug mode, you can see that Robotnik just teleports. Robotnik will just teleport. You know, of where he's gonna go. Like I said, it is still RNG. So you could probably get unlucky, although I think there's like a 1% chance of that happening, mind you. You could probably, but if you get unlucky, you know, you could probably time yourself out. By that I mean to the point where you get to the time limit of 10 minutes and then you lose a life. Well, hey, perfect opportunity, BlueHedgehogMan17, considering the fact that I just won. Here. So despite some issues here and there, especially on certain parts of the stream where I was accidentally doing the F-bomb, because I wasn't trying to do the F-bomb, I really wasn't, but they just slipped out. But aside from that and some other issues, specifically with the Chaos Emearlds, I still managed to get the true ending, and that's all that matters. And today, whatever. But anyways, I'm glad that you're here, BlueHedgehogMan17, and it say if you do check out my other segments I have planned, that you gave me, specifically on like Mario Party and Mario Kart and stuff like that. I do hope that the quality is actually okay, specifically where there isn't too much glare. I'm just bringing that up because, you know, whenever I play Mario, whenever I do regular videos on my channel, like even when I turn down the brightness on my TV, there's still a bit of a glare. So hopefully there isn't much of a glare here. You know, when I do Mario Party and Mario Kart and stuff. Although, which also reminds me though too, BlueHedgehogMan17, I only have the base subscription on my regular main account on this but on NSO. But despite that fact, I do have an alternative account, BlueHedgehogMan17, in which case I have the expansion pack on that. But the only reason why on that was because the reason why on that was because basically the alternative account or it's not really an alternative account anymore. It's more so a main account now. It is the main account of what I use on the Switch too. So basically when I do Mario Party, just so you know, that especially on Mario Party 1, it's you know, the random items, the random dices or whatever that pops up will not be there. So if you decide to watch that stuff, then yeah. And also that's what I'm gonna do as well. One of these days I'm gonna want to cover these Sonic games as well that are on here. Yes, dare I even say Sonic Spinball on the Game Gear. One of these days I'm gonna want to show off these. I'm gonna want to show these off. Maybe not all of them, but quite a bit of them. Especially Sonic Triple Trouble, because I love Sonic Triple Trouble. It is definitely my favorite of. Also, I'm on the wrong thing. What am I doing? It is my favorite. It is my favorite of the Game Gear lineup. So let's see if I can find a good song to play or something. Okay, I give up. Yeah, what I was trying to do, I was trying to play a song. I was trying to play the song while I'm onto the illustration stuff, but unfortunately, I'm not doing it right. I don't remember how I did it before, but with that being said, let's see if I can find something good for. Let's see if I can find. Oh, I'm actually kind of curious if there's like any like birthday stuff on here. You know, the reason being is because I think I think that would actually be perfect. You know, to show off, or not really show off, but to have as a thumbnail or something. But then again, I don't really remember. Then again, I don't remember if there are like any birthday related images on here. I would assume there are, but I don't remember if there are any. But either way, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother trying. I'm just gonna find some other image or something to use. I could use. I'll try to keep this quick though because I don't want. I'll try to keep this quick, especially since especially if I want to find a good raid target and stuff. So. Okay, that's Christmas. That's out of season. So definitely don't want to do that one. uh, okay, I'll admit that's a little funny. Wait, did they just copy and paste? Or am I just imagining? Yeah, I think they copied and pasted it. Well, okay, well, either way, um, okay, you know what? Okay, you know what? I guess I'll do this one right here, where there's like a sunset going on, or something. I guess I'll do that as a thumbnail. Um, but yeah, so even though BlueHedgehogMan17 showed up really late into the stream, at least he showed up anyway, and that's all that matters. So despite me doing some f bombs here and there in the stream, even though I wasn't trying to, it was just slipping out. They were just slipping out. I wasn't trying to. As well as some Chaos Emerald issues, I was still able to get to the true ending, especially on the last possible moment I could get it. So with that being said, let's see if I can find a good raid target here, and then after that, I will end off the stream, and we'll go on from there, folks. And especially if I want to play Mario Kart World 2, or whatever it is I want to do, or play, or whatever it is I want to do. Let's see. Anybody worth raiding today? Huh. Well, not that I can see. So unfortunately, we are not going to do a raid target for today, but that is okay. It doesn't really bother me in the slightest, you know. First off, stupid question, and second off, yeah. First off, stupid question. Second off, the stream is almost over, and third off, Mobius, or yeah, Mobius, or at least in terms of the mainline uh, series wise. But again, very stupid question. With that being said, though, I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Because if you guys enjoy my streams and videos, be sure to give this stream a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, subscribe. If you want to subscribe to the channel, but you guys want to know when I'm streaming a video, subscribe. Click the bell icon, so that way you guys will know when I'm streaming or doing a video, and we will go on from there, folks. And at this point, I'm convinced that Maximo is okay. Thank you. I thank you. Uh, anyways, anyways, This is Video Game Fan 96 signing off, and I will see you guys in the next video because the next video is gonna be, I believe, is the next is another Blizzard 17 thing, but it is a regular video. And what am I gonna do? Will it be Mario Party? Will it be Mario Kart? Well, you guys have to find out of what I'll be doing tomorrow. And also it's okay. Blood 17. You didn't really miss out on a whole lot, but anyways, with that being said, thanks for tuning in, guys, especially you, Blood 17, and we'll see what happens tomorrow and all that good stuff. Because I don't feel like doing another video today, or stream or whatever. I really don't feel like doing another one. But that means, or at least not for today, anyway. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Until next time, Video Game Fan 96 is signing off, and I will see you guys in the next live stream, whatever, or video, whatever it is I feel up to it. More likely tomorrow, but we'll see. Video Game Fan 96 is out if you're for real this time. Bye, everyone. See you guys whenever I feel up to it, and well, peace out, everybody. Peace out for real this time. Peace out.